Hello, everyone. Welcome back here at La Arnie's Kitchen and Food Creations. Today, I am very delighted and would love to share with you my very own mixture of my banana mamon. So, here in my mixing bowl, I have here overly ripe bananas. So, there are 9 medium sizes of bananas. So these are the kind of bananas I used. So at least you have to achieve 4 cups of pureed or mashed bananas. Now what I'm doing, so you have don't throw out your bananas. So you have to transform your bananas into very delicious goodies. Now this kind of recipe, this is my very own formulated mixture, as I love to do some measurements or some recipes. I like to create them and simply love to share that to all of you, my wonderful friends. Now, this is potato masher or banana masher that you can certainly use and mash your bananas. But I am going to use my hand electric mixer. Very easy to make this type of snacks or desserts. So we'll try to beat these bananas. Okay, beautiful. Now, either you can uh, slice your bananas into tiny cubes. That's perfectly fine. And half of it, you are going to mash it or puree your bananas. It doesn't really have to be very, very smooth. So you can leave some chunks. That's fine. So this is perfectly fine. I'll have to set this aside. So your goal is to measure at least or to achieve 4 cups of pureed or mashed bananas. But prior to that, wonderful friends, you make sure that you have to preheat your oven 350 degrees Fahrenheit and then start. So preheating your oven, it is mandatory. Here in my dry and clean mixing bowl, I am going to add 1.5 cups of brown sugar. You can use white sugar, but I love to use brown sugar at this point. So that's 1 cup, and this is half a cup, so 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Now, either you can use margarine or butter. So I am going to use unsalted butter. So I need to have 1 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature. So this is half a cup and half a cup. So I need 2 cubes of this in order for me to have 1 cup of unsalted butter. So that's our sugar, and your butter should be at room temperature. Now, I forgot to take out my butter to leave it at room temperature. So the 1 cup of butter, I try to put that into my microwave for 30 seconds. So this is my butter. Okay, now we are going using our small electric hand mixer. We will beat this for a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds. Perfecto. Until the butter, the melted butter and the sugar is well incorporated. After that, lovely friends, I am going to have 5 eggs, 5 whole eggs. Now you can use 4 if you want, that's fine, but I want my banana mamon to be delicious. Then simply beat this for 15 seconds. Perfecto. Then after that, wonderful friends, I am going to add 1 cup of evaporated milk, or you can use fresh milk. So here you go, 1 cup of evaporated milk. You can either use powdered milk if you want, but you have to dilute it with water if you have powdered milk, or you can use fresh milk. Okay, there you go. You can use fresh milk if you want, 1 cup of that. So there you go. Our evaporated milk of 1 cup is there. So I am going to add, I'm using olive oil. You can use whatever oil that you have available in your pantry. I'm going to add 3/4 or 3/4 cup of olive oil. It doesn't really have to be olive oil, but that is my availability as of this point. So what I'm going to do is I'll have to beat this using my electric mixer for 20 seconds approximately. Beautiful, wonderful friends. Then I am going to add my vanilla extract. If you have almond, if you have orange flavor, you simply go ahead. I am eyeballing. I am going to use at least 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. So vanilla extract has been added. So we'll beat this for 20 seconds. Beautiful, wonderful friends. Then I am going to add all-purpose flour, 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now this is 1/2 cup and 1 cup. So the bottom one here in this mixing bowl, I have here 3 cups of all-purpose flour plus 1 cup. Makes 4 cups, and 1/2 cup makes 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I will be adding 1 teaspoon of table salt. There you go. So I use this kind of sea salt or iodized salt. Then after that, wonderful friends, I am going to add baking soda of 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Make sure your baking soda, it's not expired. You have to close it tightly because it affects your baking. Okay, so that's 1 teaspoon. And another teaspoon of baking soda. So close it tightly. Then I have here my baking powder, whatever brand you have. Back home, Calumet is very, very famous in baking. Some goodies using that kind of brand. So I have here, I'm going to use 3 teaspoons of baking powder. So that's 1 teaspoon. Another teaspoon makes 2 teaspoons, and another teaspoon makes it 3 teaspoons of baking powder, or that is the equivalency of 1 tablespoon. Wonderful friends, after adding those dry ingredients, the flour mixture, the salt, baking soda, and baking powder, we have to beat this slowly. Otherwise, the flour will spread all over the place. So beat slowly first. Then increase your speed. I'll turn this off and let's check our consistency using your little gadget like the spatula to clear the sidings to make it smooth and clean and clear. So this is the mixture. It's a little bit dense or so thick, but don't worry, that's very, very natural. Then I am going to add my 4 cups of this banana pureed mixture. Dear wonderful friends, if you don't have this small electric hand mixer, or even you don't have the stand mixer like what I do have, no need to worry. When you make these simple goodies, you try to use simple whisk and you're just perfectly fine. Same procedure, you have to follow it by heart and then you're good to go. So we are going to beat this for maybe a minute or so, but we don't need to overly beat this one. Perfecto. I'll have to turn this off and we'll check the consistency. There are 3 components that I always try to emphasize when you do baking. You have to be specific in all of your measurements so that the outcome will be accurate. Then in cooking, you just pour, dump in and out. And baking needs consistency. This is the consistency that we have to achieve. So consistency, taste, and the texture, of course. Those are the wonderful components that you have to make sure that you have to follow it by all means. There you go, friends. Okay, set that aside. So friends, make sure that you have to mix at the bottom part because there might be some residue of some formulated mixture like the lumps. So mix it well until this will be well combined. So I have prepared these molders. I got this and I bought this from the Philippines and I lined this with Japanese or tissue paper. You can line this one with this kind of paper cups or baking cups. So I'm going to use this 1/2 cup of measuring cup and then simply try to pour this into my mixture. Just add at least 2/3. There should be at least room for growth in your mamon. There you go. So we have to repeat the same procedure. Okay, wonderful friends. This is quite done. So I produced, I think, 23 pieces altogether. These are very good sizes. Okay, now using olive oil and with my little spatula, one of the many techniques that your mamon will have a good cracking or muliki siya is simply dip your spatula and then just put that thing there, and repeat the same procedure. So it's quite done. So I'll have to top it with cashew nuts and some other nuts that I'd love to use, or raisins. But that can be very optional, friends. Okay, wonderful friends. I have here walnuts. I have here my cashew nuts and raisins. So remember, this can be very, very optional. So I'll just add that one here. And with my cashew nuts. And also my walnuts. Or you can use pine nuts or whatever nuts. Okay. Okay, just simply mix it. So make sure that you have to wash your hands. You can add chocolate chip cookies, chocolate chips, you know, the little chips ones. So you can just add this one here and some raisins. So repeat same procedure. So sometimes and many times and all the times, nuts can be very, very pricey, friends. So might as well, if you are going for business, you have to make sure that you can try to gain a little bit. There you go. So this is ready to be placed into our oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So our oven is now ready at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So make sure we have to place this at the oven's middle rack. There you go, friends. So I'll have to close it. Now remember, all the heat when we open it, the heat was gone, at least 20% of the entire compact heat was gone. So I'll have to wait for another minute before I'm going to set my timer so that the heat will go back itself. Okay, there you go. After waiting for 1 minute, so I'll have to set my timer and set this for 30 minutes. Set that aside. So might as well do my tidying up. So while waiting for the finished product of our banana mamon, it's time for me to tidy up my big mess. Hello, dear wonderful friends. After 30 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm going to check, but I will just continue on that one first. Wonderful friends, our baking output, it's very great. But I want to add a little bit more minutes. So depending upon the oven, so I will add extra 3 more minutes for the timer because depending upon the oven's temperature. So I'll have to add 3 more minutes. Same temperature, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I'll have to cancel it, my friends. So come, let's check the output of our banana mamon. These are very, very nice. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Okay, there you go. So friends, if you needed more time, you have to adjust your baking time. So it ranges from 30 to 35 minutes in the process of baking. So it also depends upon your oven's temperature because temperature of the oven, no matter what, it varies a lot. There you go, wonderful friends. And I would like to thank you very much for watching Laarni's Kitchen and Food Creations. Stay tuned for more cookings and bakings here at my little kitchen. Now, I do not really recommend that you will eat this one after baking. It's so warm because it doesn't really taste good. So wait until even overnight, 4 to 6 4 to 6 hours prior to eating so that it will produce its own moist. So have it overnight, then put this in a sealed container, then you're good to go. Enjoy and have fun. And stay tuned for more cookings and bakings here at my little kitchen, friends. Your home bake buddy, Laarni, is saying you thank you and daghan kayong salamat.